one of the activities you're doing here at Tales of the Cocktail, where you're introducing cocktails.
Exactly.
Port cocktails. We have Andy Seymour, who's going to be joining us right here. If you can come over here, you can come to my right and get on camera here. Beverage alcohol resource.
That is correct.
You're here for Tales of the Cocktail?
I'm here for Tales of the Cocktail. Actually, well, this particular segment that we're doing is part of a, in addition to being part of this great education about port, it's part of a larger program that is run by Pernod Ricard called Bar Smarts, which is, well, that's Beverage Alcohol Resource. That's our company, created this program called Bar Smarts, which is really just kind of designed to help bartenders learn more about their craft, about the spirits and wines that go into making these great drinks, and then, you know, how to know more about them, how to do it better. So that's the program we've created.
So you're gonna make 2 cocktails for us.
We're gonna do well, you know, cocktails is a relative term. We're gonna do a couple of things, and I want to talk through a whole bunch of ideas and hopefully get some great questions too. One of the things that that Sandeman is focusing on is the Founders Reserve. The Ruby Port is
so just to cut you off for 1 second.
Please, cut me off.
I'm going to cut you off.
I've been cut off before.
I can imagine.
Anyway.
So we're talking about port, but really you've got a variety of ingredients to choose from, and we're focusing on the Founders Reserve, which is a fruitier, slightly more opulent and simple fruit delivery of flavors. But you have 3 or 4 different styles of port to choose from.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about port, we're actually talking about a specific port used for a specific person.
Correct.
Purpose,
people. We're all having a good time.
Just for you. Just for you. So we're Founders Reserve. That's where we're starting.
Well, I mean, the reason that we start there and the reason that it's a good place to kind of hang out for a little bit as opposed to just starting and moving on is that it's, you know, when you think about Ruby Port and you think about the flavor profile of what it brings to the table, the fruit, the spice, it brings a lot in terms of a cocktail ingredient. I know that George would kind of agree with me on that. Please agree with me on that. I agree. We talked about it before. He said he would agree with me.
This is
no
the
matter
time.
What I say.
This is the time to agree.
No, but the whole idea is that something like that, it's young, it's fresh, it's vibrant, it's going to lend a really exciting quality and an extra flavor profile, depth, layers. I mean, when I talk about cocktails, I talk about balance is my key component, and then my next kind of 1A type of thing is complexity or layers or texture.
It's the same. Those are the same vocabulary that wine people use.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we want to experience.
Well, I mean, it's not rocket science, and I'd love to say that I was the guy who came up with that. But balance and texture, I mean, you know, these are kind of basic standards of what we're looking for when we eat, when we drink, and therefore, if you can find ways to add in layers, to add in complexity, to add in texture, without necessarily having to add a million ingredients, I understand the need, and there is a need and a purpose for the 9, 10, 12 ingredient cocktail. Absolutely. If you want to go off and go crazy, that's fine. It serves a purpose. But I really love getting back to drinks that can be made in simple ways.
At home.
Simple ingredients. Well, at home, exactly. I mean, at home, it's almost, you know, it's kind of you get both sides of that. Because at home, you do probably have a stocked pantry with spices and herbs and things like that, and you go to the store and you can do whatever you want, and that's, you know, so you can go off and you can just, I hope that you are having fun and playing and doing whatever you want, because there really are no rules to being a bartender, especially at home. Because if it's not that good, the drain's right there. That's and away it goes.
And nobody's paying for it. You're not charging for anything.
Nobody saw this. The boss can't get mad. So yes, you can play around at home. But to your point, simplicity at home, the ability to just make an easy cocktail or mix up a pitcher of cocktails so that you can just have something ready to go when your guests come over, beautiful afternoon, evening cocktail party, whatever it might be. Keeping it light, keeping it fresh, going to something like port and having it like a unique ingredient, because people think about cocktails, they think about kind of straightforward what they're used to getting. They may not be thinking about port.
So let's make a port cocktail.
Well, okay, let's start with something really basic that I'm pretty sure everybody out there can do this. Even my mom, who's always asking me, wait, what do you do? Can you tell me again what you do? I'm like, Mom, we've done this.
My mother asked me the
We've
same
done this before.
Yeah, we've done this a few times. So anyway, what we're going to do is we'll call it a cocktail for the purposes of what we're doing here. Where will it be seen? Can people see it there? So
that is a glass full of crushed ice.
That is a glass full of crushed ice. Watch, it gets hard. I'm going to take that. Oh, here we go.
It'll look fabulous.
We're going to do the Sandeman Founders Reserve, and we're going to pour it over that ice. That was difficult. I mean, wait.
We're not done.
Some would say that's enough, and they'd be right. But wait, what if you also had a delicious orange slice to slide in there? And ta-da! And you also thought to yourself, well, orange is delicious, but what about when orange and mint get together? That's a party, I think, is what we're talking about, Greg. So we can just mint sprig it up, and I told you I like simple cocktails.
Anybody can make this, and actually,
you've officially got a simple cocktail.
This is fascinating for me because the mint, even if you're not really infusing the port with it, there's so much perfume in the glass that when you put the port in your mouth, you're sucking in the mint through your nose. It's a sort of a flavor explosion in your head.
Mint is, mint's an interesting ingredient in the age of the mojito, because now people are going to say, well, that's kind of like a mojito with port, isn't it? No, it's not. It's got mint in it. But the magic of mint is that it's such a powerful ingredient, even as a garnish, because a quick hit, a little knock on the side to open up the veins of those leaves a little bit, and the mint just explodes out. And again, like you said, so you've got the beauty and richness of the port, of the Founders Reserve, a little bit of citrus just to kind of augment that a little bit, and then some nice fresh mint. I mean,
freshens it up, adds a layer of aromatic complexity.
Light, bright. I don't know, light, bright.